Hi guys, Melissa from Nature's Garden. Today I'm going to show you how to use our melt and pour soap kit. Let's whip it up! Okay, so let's start with taking a look at what exactly comes with this melt and pour soap kit. So the first thing, you receive two molds. You receive a decorative oval soap mold. This one has a little decorative S on it. And then you have the heart and angels mold. So it's a heart-shaped mold with little angels, two angels on it. Next, we'll talk about the soap base. You have two options with this soap base. You can either get a goat's milk soap base, or you can get one of the clear soap bases. So if you get a goat's milk, your color is going to be a little more pastel, whereas if you do a clear base, when you put your coloring in, it's going to be a little more vibrant. So you really have a choice between the two. Today we are using the goat's milk. Then we have the colorants. These are the Da Bomb colorants. You get red and blue, and then lids for each of them. So we'll go ahead and put those little lids on. And these are just dropper caps that will allow you to add just a little bit of color to each batch of soap. All right. The next thing that you get are the fragrance oils. You'll receive 4 fragrances, so you'll have more than enough fragrance to create your soap. You can use all 4, you can use 1, you can use a couple, divide your batch however you would like to do it. The first one that you receive is lavender flowers, and this is just a straight lavender scent. And then we have oatmeal milk and honey, which is such a great scent in soap, very strong, very calming. And then we have sweet pea, and we have best friends fragrance oil. Those are the 4 that come with the kit. You'll also receive instructions with your kit that will walk you through exactly how to use it, and so you'll know exactly what you need to do. And you can also follow along in this video, and we'll make it with you. All right, so what else do you need? There's a few minor things that you need in addition to everything that comes with the kit. The first thing is a Pyrex glass container to melt your soap. You also need a mixing spoon. You'll need a knife, a cutting board. I'm using a cutting mat, and then alcohol. And what the alcohol is going to do is you'll spray the soap after you pour it into the mold, and it'll release any air bubbles that are in the soap. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make two 1-pound batches. So we'll start with our first pound. So let's just open the soap up here. And you'll notice that the soap is perforated for you, and you can use those lines just to easily cut your soap. So we're going to go ahead and do a 1-pound batch. We'll cut this into 2 pieces to make it a little easier to work with. And we will set this aside and we will come back to it. And now we're just going to take our first pound and just cut it into cubes. And now we're just simply going to place the soap into our Pyrex container. Now we're going to simply take it to the microwave, and we're going to melt it in 30-second intervals until the soap is in a completely fluid liquid state. Okay, so now we have our soap completely melted. We're going to go ahead and add some color. So we're going to add a few drops of our blue Da Bomb soap dye. And we are going to use our Best Friends fragrance oil, and we will just do a tablespoon of fragrance oil, and we'll add it right to our soap base. And then we simply stir everything together. And you want to stir until everything is completely blended and you have an even color. And once we have everything all blended, all we have to do is simply pour the soap into our soap molds. So we will start with our Angel's Heart mold. And now we're going to pour into our decorative oval mold. And then we're going to spray it with our alcohol to get rid of those air bubbles. And now we'll simply let this set up. It's going to take probably about a half an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll remove them from the molds and we'll do our second pound of soap. All right, so now that we've let our soap set up, we're going to go ahead and remove it from the molds. So you simply need to flip the mold over, and then you'll just press the back to pop the soap out. Okay, now that we have our soap removed from the molds, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next scent. This time we're going to use Sweet Pea and we're going to color it pink. Okay, so now that we have our soap cut up, we're going to go ahead and take it to our microwave and melt it once again in 30-second intervals. Another option would be to use a double boiler. To create a double boiler to melt your soap, you would simply need to put a few inches of water in a pan and then warm that water up and place a second smaller pan right inside of that warm water with your soap inside, and you can melt that way as well. But we're going to go ahead and use the microwave. So let's get this melted, and while it's melting, we're going to get our molds cleaned up as well. Okay, so now that we've melted our second round of soap, we're going to go ahead and add our fragrance and our color. We're going to use our Red to Bomb soap dye. We're just going to add a couple drops to get a nice pink pastel color because we're going into a white soap base. We are able to get a pastel color. If we were going into a clear soap base, it would be more of a true red. So let's go ahead and mix that in. And then we're going to use our Sweet Pea fragrance oil this time. And we're just adding a tablespoon of the fragrance oil. And once we and again, we're going to spray with the alcohols to remove the air bubbles. And then we'll let them set up, and again, we'll remove them from the molds. Okay, so now that our sweet pea soap has set up, we're going to go ahead and remove it from the molds. So once again, we'll just flip it over and press to remove the soap. All right, there you have it. Making your own soap is really that simple. As soon as it's removed from the mold, it can be used right away. There's no cure time with Melt and Pour soap, so go ahead and use it up. And if you want even more fragrance fun ideas or starter kits, check out our website at www.naturesgardencandles.com. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and you like the video. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye, guys.